guys, Andy here, and I'm going to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. That's your vibe. I'd love it if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I am bringing you a declutter. We're going to do highlights and bronzers, because they live in the same drawer. Don't ask me why, they just do. So we're going to go overhead style. We're going to look at everything. We might swatch everything. I don't know. We might not. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. But we're going to do some swatches, we're going to look at stuff, and then we'll come back at the end and we'll talk about inventory numbers. But yeah, so if you want to be a little nosy and see my bronzer and highlighter collection, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, this is my bronzers and highlighters. So really they're kept together just for space reasons. They fit together because my blushes are a little aggressive. So we'll start with this guy because I only have one cream blush and one cream bronzer, I believe. At least in this kind of packaging. I only have one and one. And I'm keeping both. So we have the Wet n Wild Hello Halo liquid highlighter in Halo Graphic. It is a beautiful, I love the doe foot. It is a beautiful pink shifting highlighter. So that is the shade there. And then for my bronzer, this is from Rare Beauty and it is in the shade Bright Side. And that is it right there. Which, how much of this do I have? Oh, I have a lot. Okay. So, let me make sure I have all my highlighters and bronzers. From my little bucket here. And I do, because those are all blushes. So there we go. So, we'll add 3 to the total here. We're going to start with bronzers, just because they're in the front, and they're easier, besides my one really, really big one. So let me wipe those off. So, let's see. I have 5. This is not including like what's in palettes, and when you guys hear my numbers at the end of the video, those numbers will include things that are in face palettes, but face palettes is going to be a whole separate video. So I have 5 just single bronzers. So let's swatch them. I have this tiny little guy. This is from Ciate London, and it's in the shade Aruba Island. I really like the formula. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I have 6. Always gotta check the bin of completed project pan items. So sorry. So there's that shade. I don't think it's a bad shade. I do think this is something I could actually get through because of how tiny it is. So it's just one of those will it get lost in the collection kind of thing, which I don't know. I do really like this bronzer. This is from Jasmine Beauty, and it's the Beachside Bronze, and I have the shade Light. I dug my nail into it at one time. This is a slightly darker, I mean, it looks darker, but it's really not that much darker. But this is just a really beautiful formula. So, keeping that guy. This is my favorite bronzer that I have right now. This is from Kay Voss, and it's their Bronze Beauty in the shade Chelsea. I'm so close to hitting pan on this. Like, the tone on this guy is so nice. It's almost peachy. And I really, really like this. Whereas, like, when I decluttered the NYX Buttermelt bronzer, that was red. This is, like, more yellow. And I like it. Then we have this L'Oreal Bronze to Paradise in the shade 03 Back to Bronze. Let's see. I don't feel like I'd ever buy the shade 03 in anything, but it does seem very similar, so yes. I have this honker. This guy is so big. This is from Makeup Revolution, and it's their Mega Bronzer in 01 Cool. I, at one point, did declutter this, and then I brought it back. Have I used it since? Nope. Maybe once. But it is a really pretty shade. So I want to keep it. It's a very velvety formula. And last but not least, I have the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Bronzer in the shade Bronze Dawn. So they're all really similar, which is good. Because, like, I feel like when you find a tone of bronzer that works for you, that's really it most of the time. Like, I don't get tan ever. The one, honestly, that looks the most different in person is the cool one from Makeup Revolution, but that makes sense because it's cool. Like, it would be more of a contour, but the rest feel like they look good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep them all. I don't feel like that's too bad. I should probably get back out that cream one so I don't forget it in my numbers. So then we have highlighters, and we're probably going to have to do this one in some parts here. So are these the only Wet n Wild? I guess I could just do all drugstore. I have Profusion, Milani, Delancey, Beauty Bakery. We'll do all those. These are all like drugstore. So I have 3 from Wet n Wild. So I have my oldest one. This is their Fantasy Makers in Haunted Hills. And this is so pretty. I really do love this highlighter. It's got like a touch of pink. I need a new makeup wipe. But it's very pretty. So I don't use it very often, but don't plan to get rid of it. Then we have these two, which are new. They're from their Chameleon line. So this is Too Serious. And this is a beautiful green. And I hope that's shifting for you guys. It's a blue to green. And this is Venus Swing, which is like a blue to purple. Which I don't like this one as much because it doesn't have the same kind of sparkle as the green one does. So, maybe. If I have anything else that's like a bluey color, then we're getting rid of it. From Milani, I have the Baked Highlighter in Dolce Perla, which is, I think, my most everyday highlighter. And I mean, it still highlights. It still does its job. It's just, I think, my least impactful, but it is still very pretty. From Beauty Bakery, I have their Snackaroons highlighter in Sugarcoat Everything. That guy's blinding. Keeping that. I feel like these two are very similar. This is from Profusion. It's their illuminating highlighter in Aura. And this is like a Super Shock formula. As you can see, I've hit pan on it. Ooh, that's a beautiful pinky purple. So, do I count this as a cream and put this in the little cream bucket? Would you count that as cream? I should probably sniff it. Does not smell like anything. Thank goodness. And then from Delancey, this is their multi-chrome highlighter in O2 Diamond. And that's a very vibrant purple. So now let's tackle, I've got some smaller highlighters here. Come here. So we got some small guys. So this is not a beauty counter highlighter. This is an Alamar Cosmetics highlighter that I repressed into here from my Cheek palette that I got rid of. So this is from, oh God, what was the name? The Viva Las Chicas light palette. And this is the shade La Extra. Because look at that. It's so much more bright and sparkly than anything else I have. So I wasn't going to just let this shade go. It was broken. So I repressed it into this because I like this compact. And so far, it's okay. It's kind of holding up. I have two from Becca. So I have Vanilla Quartz and Rose Quartz. Roadhouse. So Vanilla Quartz. A more yellowy. Ooh, I love that. And Rose Quartz is like a pink. See, that doesn't have the same kind of shine. I'm going to get rid of Rose Quartz. And this was from the Tarte Holiday Collection. This is in the shade, so this is their Amazonian Clay Highlighter in the shade Shine. Yeah, as pretty as that is way too dark for me. So that's gonna go. And now we're just gonna get into other highlighters that are not Jeffree Star. So we'll start with these three. I have this big Too Faced guy. This is, I forget what the shade is. I'll try to remember to put it on the screen because I have it in my inventory. But it's one of the diamond ones, and this is the one that shifts green. It's pretty. It's a blue-green shifting shade, but it's so much different than the one from Wet n Wild. Like, honestly, I would pair them together. I think it's very pretty. Then from Natasha Denona, we have the Pastel Plexi highlighter, which I had decluttered this at one point and then pulled it back out. And I really do enjoy it. I think that it's nice. From Iconic London, this is their Lit and Luminous Baked Highlighter in the shade Universal. I got this from BoxyCharm. See how it is different than the Milani. And it's different than the Beauty Bakery. So I'm A-okay to keep that guy. Then we got another set here. So from Pat McGrath, this is their Bridgerton collab. This is Incandescent Gold 002. So now see, that is the type of gold that actually is flattering on my skin tone. So 100% keeping that. I have two standalone shades from Ofra because we have some Ofra palettes we'll get into when we do face palettes. But this one is all of the lights. And I just swirl the shades together. So I think this is really pretty. I'm going to keep that. And then what are you? Your Rodeo Drive. So now I tried to declutter this at one point and then I was like, no, it's Ofra. It's a cult classic. It's pretty. But it really just is too dark for me. So I'm going to let Rodeo Drive go. And then we have 2 more before we get into my Jeffree Star highlighters. So we have my 2 big ColourPop clamshells. So this one is from the Hocus Pocus 2 collection, and this is Find the Book. And it's got a big old giant pan, which is actually from me. So proud of that pan. And this one is also a green to blue. But this is a cream, so definitely keeping that. And then my favorite, this is You're a Catch, and I also have a pan in this guy. And so we have a nice champagne-y one. So we'll keep that. And then I have 5 standalone Jeffree Star highlighters. So we can start with these 3. These are the Supreme Frosts. This one's currently in a project. This is Diamond Wet. I really like this one. It is very sparkly. That one is gorgeous. So that's not going anywhere. We have Citrus Bling, which I love this embossing. Which Citrus Bling is similar to Diamond Wet, but it's not as sparkly. I just feel like if I'm gonna reach for this shade, like this type of shade, like these are so similar. But maybe sometimes I won't want the sparkle. I'm gonna keep it. I think they're pretty. I like them. Then we have this wild card. This is Candy Apple Drip, which I always keep because, like, it's so cool. But am I actually going to use that? I honestly think I'm going to move this one to my single eyeshadows and see if I use it that way. Because I'm not going to be able to use that as a highlighter. I'm just not. So this is going to move to a different category, and we'll have to check back at a later date and see if I use that. And last but not least, we have Peach Goddess, which mine is broken to hell, but she still works. So that is very peachy. Do I really have anything else that's peachy? I mean, it's giving what I wanted Rodeo Drive to give. Like, it's the bronzy peachy look that I want, but it's not dark. So we will keep. And then we have, even though she's getting highlighter everywhere, and then we have Princess Cut, which is the beautiful pink. I don't love this formula as much. And see, that's my only true pinky pink highlight. Let's see, let me see, is there any fallout? Because these are the Skin Frosts, and I like the Supreme Frosts, right? Yeah, I like the Supreme Frost formula much better than the Skin Frosts, but I'm going to keep that one as well, because it's my only true, like, pinky pink. Looking at these, I don't want to keep the Profusion one. It's too similar to things that I already have, and since it's a cream, I don't need it. And I'm gonna go ahead and declutter the Wet n Wild Chameleon one as well. So I'm gonna get these all put up, I'm gonna clean up, and then I'll come back face to face with you guys and we will go over numbers. Alright, so we are back and we did some damage. Maybe not as much damage as I was hoping, maybe more. But I can say for bronzers, we started January with 24 bronzers. We are ending at the half of the year. What am I saying? June. We're in June. And we have 12. So I know what you're saying, Andy, but I only saw 5 or 6. Like I said, these numbers are reflecting also, as I showed in my base category. So like this palette, we're going to do a whole face palette video, but each individual pan is counted in its respective category. So this bronzer, even though I didn't just show it in the bronzers, because I'm going to show it in the face palettes, this is counted in my bronzer numbers. So, we went from 24 to 12. And my goal for bronzers is 10. So, we're right almost there, and I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. For highlighters, wait until you hear this. This is wild. I started the year with 99 highlighters. I have a lot of highlighter palettes and highlighters and face palettes. With this little declutter that I just did, I now have 55 highlighters. Because I've done declutters throughout the year, and I just didn't film them for you guys. I've finished some products, I've moved some products on, some have been, expired, things like that. But I'm down 44 highlighters. And that number will go down even more after we do my face palette video, because I'll have to readjust my bronzer, blush, and highlighter numbers after I do my face palettes, most likely. So that's just based off of my current singles. I'm at 55. And my goal is 35, so we're much closer to my goal. I am really happy with what we did today. So, yeah. I'm almost done with the declutter. We have to do face palettes, blushes, and then palettes. Single shadows and eyeshadows. So, not too shabby. Not too much left already. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you find it interesting going through my collection. As always, any other questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below, and I will see you in the next one.